So here I have the VantagePoint software, just like those charts that we went over, but I want to go ahead and highlight a couple of really important things here, really, kind of open up the hood and show you the secret sauce here. Now, I have general growth properties, so a financial stock, and if you actually look at the left here, you're going to see this is what's called the market tree. We've got stocks all split up by sector, but if we go ahead and search for this symbol, we can actually go down, right-click to open up our properties for this stock in particular. And we can actually view what's called the intermarkets. Now, VantagePoint is utilizing, it's a type of artificial intelligence. It's called neural networks. Now, neural networks can sort through unbelievably vast amounts of data and filter out those very important market relationships. Now, what's important to understand is, think about this, guys. Some of these are positive correlations. Some of these may be negative correlations. Some markets lead other markets. Some markets lag other markets. But look at the combination of markets that are being analyzed to generate this forecast for, in this case, general growth properties. You've got those big major market indices like the dollar index, the yen, currencies, the S&P 500, crude oil, interest rates. All of these major markets have an unbelievably large impact on you're trading every single day. But look at some of these more subtle market relationships. It's simply traders are not doing this type of analysis, and it's really leaving them at a huge disadvantage. So here we have general growth properties. You see a lot of real estate investment trusts, ETFs. You get some individual stocks, Kimco Realty, Boston Properties, Federal Retail Investment Trust. So not only in those major markets like the dollar index, crude oil, but a lot of those smaller, subtle relationships where markets may trade in tandem, you may have competing stocks. And so what's happening is that the technology is analyzing all those relationships, figuring out which relationships are important, and then weighing each of these relationships. So knowing how strong does each one of these markets impact the one stock we're trading. In this scenario, general growth properties, symbol GGP. Now, here we have, again, our blue line against our black line, and I'll go ahead and minimize this so we can see things more clearly there in the market tree. But here we have our blue line and our black line, and same approach, guys, of, our predicted moving average is going to indicate overall trend direction. That's what's going to clearly indicate, okay, should we be going long? Should we be going short? But we also have our neural index right at the bottom of the screen that I discussed, and that's a really extremely accurate short-term indicator. It's always looking ahead 2 trading days ahead. So this is how you're going to be able to differentiate and really know when to hold on to a position, because you're going to anticipate short-term strength or weakness in the market. So what you see here in general growth properties is we get this really clear crossover to the upside, indicating that, look, our blue line's moved above the black line, right? So direction has gone from a downtrend, now is to the upside. And you'll also see that the neural index was confirming this move to the upside. So that means that this is the timing of when we want to go ahead and take advantage of a particular opportunity, is right when that trend reversal happens. So this is very important, and what the software allows traders to do is actually filter through a lot of this content and find those fresh crossovers after each and every trading day. So when we get about 10 minutes or so, I'm going to get into the scanning feature and show you exactly how this cuts down on a ton of the time and analysis that you would need to be doing. But what you're going to notice is our neural index holds up to a 1, but goes down to a 0 here. And this is where so many traders get tripped up, is you see that the market moved lower over these trading days, and a lot of traders got out of the position. I mean, that's what's happening there, is traders are selling and someone's coming in and buying. But a lot of traders, because of that sideways action, it gets them confused. But what we notice here is, look, there's no crossover between our blue line and our black line. So the overall direction is saying, look, hold on to this position. The direction is still to the upside, and we see what happens shortly thereafter. So a really nice rally to the upside, but you see that this market is still moving higher. So about, let's see, about 24 trading days, the market's moved up almost 11% on what's a $26, $27 stock trading up around $30 a share. But this is the whole key, guys, is the tools that are able to differentiate between a true trend reversal and just some short-term consolidation in the market. So you can really understand, look, I need to hold out to this on this position. If you get the crossover, go ahead and get out. You know your direction's changed, but this is how things can really keep you in line with the overall direction and make sure that you capture the move, because you know a lot of traders probably got in, got out, and missed the 11% move to the upside. Here's another example in Sempra Energy, but you know what I want to do here is kind of walk this forward for you guys so you really understand how this software adapts to the market and really indicates what should you be doing on such and such trading day when these signals, when these come through. Here I have Sempra Energy, and I want to play along. We're going to play a game here of buy, sell, or hold, right? So let me know, guys, of what I've just explained to you, how I explain the software works, how we interpret these indicators. We do have a crossover, a blue line crossing below the black line here, and the neural index down at a 0. So what are we doing, guys? Let me know. Buy, sell, or hold. Type it into the question box. I see a lot of them coming through here. Bob, Darshan, excellent. James, sell, 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 sell. A lot. You guys see, this is the point. So many people spend so much time with 5, 6, 7 different indicators on their screen, and they don't really focus on something that's consistent and robust, and it makes things very confusing, right? But you guys have all clearly, I haven't gotten one buy here. Everyone says, look, sell, and that's because it only takes about 10 minutes to understand how to interpret these forecasts. So let's go ahead and roll this forward, but let me know how you would go ahead and adjust your position. Keep typing into that question box how you go ahead and manage this trade. So blue line still below black line, neural index down. I'm going to roll this forward. Not much has changed here. Okay. So where are we, guys? So on the 13th, you said sell, buy a put. We had our neural index come up to a 1, indicating some short-term strength here. But what do we have here on the chart here? So we've gotten a signal. Now what are we going to do in this market? What's our play here? All the way on the right-hand side of the chart, remember this is looking forward and letting you know over the next couple of trading days moving forward what we should do. Buy at the end with a cross. Darshan's got it. He's got it pretty quick. I see some buys coming in. Buy, buy, buy. Now, this is really important, guys. We're going to roll this forward, and this is so important about being able to differentiate between a true trend reversal and a short-term consolidation here. So let's go ahead and roll this forward, see how things work here. Now, nice. We got a move from about 104 up to about 107 pretty shortly thereafter. What are we doing here, guys? Are we buying, selling, holding our position? See some buy still. So what are we doing here, guys? You see our neural index has dropped down for a few days, but we still have a lot of separation here between the blue line and the black line. So are we going to hold out on our position, or are we going to sell? I see Ron hold, Darshan's holding, they're holding. Getting in at about 104 and holding. Let's go ahead and roll this forward. Some more weakness out of the neural index, all right? What are we doing here, guys? Hold, 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 holding our position. All right, very clear. As long as that blue line stays above the black line, see Wim here says he wants to sell. Still no cross, still no cross, still no cross. Now we're up to 114. This is what's so critical, guys, is in those periods of consolidation in the market, when the market's going sideways like we have right here on the chart. Let me get some of these lines out of the way for you. When the market's going sideways like this is where so many traders get tripped up. You see, our neural index is telling you, look, expect a short-term weakness in the market, right? Over the 48-hour window, expect that weakness. But blue line never over the black line. So it's not telling you to go ahead and sell the market. It's not saying that there's been a trend reversal. It's actually saying, look, the overall direction of the market is still higher, and it's a good thing that you didn't get out of that position, because you oftentimes when you do that, you miss the best part of the move. So you see this market in a utility stock. I mean, the amount of, you can trade this with options. You can just go ahead and buy the shares, but we're not talking about a terribly volatile stock here. But in about 8 trading days, it went up about 5%, but just on this last forecast to the upside, almost a 10% move in the stock, guys. So this is what is really differentiating traders out there, traders who have the right tools and understand when they should be holding out on their positions, riding these longer-term trends, and traders who, are using shorter-term tools, getting whipsawed in the market, really losing track of how they should be trading. Should I be a long? Should I be a short? And what should I be expecting over the next couple of trading days? That's how when you have tools that are consistent and accurate, and of course using this approach of neural networks and artificial intelligence, makes a tremendous difference in those marginal decisions on when you decide to buy, when you decide to sell. So huge impact on your overall timing of when you're even looking at these sorts of opportunities is going to be when these crossovers come through saying, now's the time to go ahead and look to buy. And this last chart here, and I actually want to look at a currency pair as well, this is why this is so critically important here. We see Exelixis, a pharmaceutical company here. You see why this is so important. You see our blue line crossed well back all the way in April. And this market has never seen a forecast to the downside over the past 66 trading days. It's been continually up, saying, look, blue line's still over the black line, and you got about 105% move to the upside with that blue line still above the black line. This market's still trending higher. So you see that you have these periods of time where we get these consolidations, where we get this sideways movement, where we get this huge increase in volatility. I mean, over this period of time here, we've got the market moving 17% from top to bottom, but we don't get a crossover to the downside. Everything is still saying, look, direction is up, and once that neural index is up at a 1 in line with your direction, you guys are going to know how you want to be positioned in the market. You're going to know when you want to push those winners, add to those winning positions that are trending in your favor, but then also when to be defensive and look to, go ahead and not be adding to the market, but waiting till that neural index gets in your favor again and that trend resumes. So 105% move on a $4 stock. So this is why this is so critically important. I mean, how many times have you gotten into a trade, it moves up 20% in your favor, and then it moves down 15 or 16% and you get out, and then miss out on, 40, 50% move. I hear it happening to traders all the time. It used to happen to me a heck of a lot more than it happens now, but it's because I'm using the tools to help me differentiate these things between the consolidations and those true trend reversals when you really need to go ahead and step aside and get out of the markets to defend your trading capital. And this approach, guys, it works on all markets. Remember, I mean, we take any market that you're trading, whether it's a future, whether it's a Forex pair, or whether it's an individual stock, and we're able to utilize this technique to forecast those short-term direction and short-term strength or weakness in the market. We see here in the US dollar Japanese yen, there was a really nice rally going up to 110, but clearly crossover to the downside after this trading day here saying no reason to be long US dollar yen. Go ahead, get long the Japanese yen in this scenario, and about 635 pip move to the downside so far. So this is why, I hear so many traders talking about Brexit now, right? They're talking about, oh, this happens, all the volatility picks up. Well, guys, you need to be in your positions before the volatility picks up. And that will make such a dramatic difference. And what that's going to come down to is your process. How am I identifying new opportunities every single day in the market? And then how am I managing those trades moving forward? So how do we identify these sorts of opportunities to make sure that we get that good timing on our trades, get that clear indication of a trend direction? Well, there's a really great feature in the software called IntelliScan. And so in about 10 minutes, you guys learn how to interpret the forecast. We went through Sempra. You guys definitely understand how to interpret these indicators, but it really only takes about 10 minutes in the evening to identify these markets because literally they're going to go ahead and really present you with these crossovers. So you're going to be able to filter out all of this sort of information very, very quickly. Let me go ahead and I'll save this portfolio, and I'm actually going to open up, I have a portfolio here full of healthcare companies, so quite a few opportunities here, but I really just want to demonstrate the scanning feature here because, guys, literally, I mean, I trade futures, Forex, stocks, every single market out there, but, in the evening, you'd be spending about 10 or 15 minutes to go through all the futures and Forex. You very quickly see the markets that you want to trade. And then I get up a little early in the morning, I make my coffee, scan through hundreds of stocks, but again, only using about 20, 25 minutes to identify those markets where those fresh opportunities are happening. And that's what's critical to all of this. Now, I have the healthcare sector open up, and I want to show you the scanning feature now. So if I go to Portfolio, I can click on IntelliScan. And what that's going to do is it's actually going to filter out, these are all the stocks that I have inside of this portfolio. Now, this one just has some healthcare companies, but you guys can customize this exactly like you want to see it. So if you trade options, right, just enter the high high volume options markets that you like to trade, those really popular stocks, and you can scan through all of those at once. So in the evening, it's just going to present you, boom, here are the fresh opportunities that you want to be looking at. But we can go ahead and sort all of these criteria. So whatever we want to do as far as neural index, the medium-term crossovers and things like this. I heard someone talking or asking about day trading there. The short-term forecasting, again, it's simply modifying your trading to match the highly accurate forecast. So again, regardless of if you're a day trader or if you're trading options, it's all about clearly define that direction and then know over the short term, over those next 2 trading days from the neural index, do I want to be a buyer or a seller in this market for my day trades, my swing trades, my options trades, whatever. You've got to clearly define your direction and then make sure you have those consistent tools that clearly let you know if you want to be a buyer or a seller. But here you see we have our crossover. So literally these 3 columns are those criteria that we went over of identifying the fresh crossover. Make sure you get that confirmation from the neural index. So we can actually set these criteria to a value of 1, right? Because we want to see those fresh crossovers where we've just gotten across. Medium-term cross, we can set that to a condition of up. You can set the neural index to a value of 1 and really hone in on where are these opportunities in the market that you want to go ahead and pay attention to. So you see that of 107 markets, so 107 just healthcare stocks here, it's already filtered through and found about 16. So, this is how you can really scan through hundreds of markets, identify those markets that are showing fresh crossovers, fresh opportunities, and really focus your trading capital so that you understand that, look, I know how these tools work, I got my clear indication, I've got my short-term forecast, and then trade accordingly. So whatever your trading plan is, whether that's day trading, going ahead and taking longer-term options, swing trading, really doesn't matter. It's just that you're trading and managing your positions in line with the accurate output of the software. Now, once you go ahead and scan through all of these opportunities, you can go ahead and save this very, very easily here. So I can go over to healthcare. I can actually rename this if I want. So we could say long positions, since these were all scans to the upside. I can go ahead, right-click, hit save, and now next time I come back to this portfolio, all of these are already filtered out for me. So that's how you can set up the software, get it completely the way that you want to see it, see exactly what you want for your trading style, and have these forecasts presented to you. So literally, I'm telling you, you shouldn't be spending more than really 30 minutes a night looking through these markets, putting in your orders, and really knowing exactly what your game plan is for the next trading day.